We have the unveiling of the ZERAMEX XT tapered implant. This is a 5.5x8. All right, let's see what we got in there.
Pretty.
So we got a nice, pretty packaging over
Wow.
here. It's like a Russian doll.
Yeah.
All right. All right, here we go. Ta-da! All right, one more layer.
One more layer.
One more. All right, what do we see here? I see a little X connection.
You need a driver?
Yeah, let's get a driver.
Go
Get
low.
it out of there. Go on.
Here, you want this thing? You want that?
Oh, that looks great. Nice and thick.
So this is a 5.5x8 tapered. Okay.
Beautiful.
Grips it nicely.
Wow.
Yeah, nice and solid.
Doesn't break.
It does not break. Nice click in here. We got a little.
Right? You like that?
Do you like the
Yeah.
connection?
It does engage well.
Feedback?
Yeah, nice click.
All right, where's the
So
other?
every implant comes with the cover screw. You got your cover screw in.
All right, where's our cover screw?
I think you like this too.
Is it taller at least? No.
Yep. Screw's much longer.
All right,
Engages
same.
better.
Let's do the driver for the little screw. Is it the same driver? Okay, a double. This little driver acts as a double. Ta-da!
Is that the screw?
That's a cover screw
Oh,
to cover up the hole.
okay.
Flat versus
Flat.
the 1mm where you had a little of an issue covering
Yeah.
it.
Do you have a tall abutment?
Of course.
Let's do a tall healing abutment.
So the neat
Tissue.
thing about the wide implant, the 5.5 implant, you could go with the 4.4 restorative, the 4.2 restorative, or the 5.5. So you essentially could use the 4.2 abutment, 4.2 profile, tissue former, and start shaping that tissue and get a platform switch.
So we're gonna test out the tall healing cap. I'm gonna take off our flat healing cap. And this one is a 4mm gingival former. All right, there we go. This is a 4mm nice.
Is this for papilla preservation?
This is for training the tissue because you're gonna put your implant. It is a tissue level implant, but you can sink it pretty deep. How tall is the collar?
They come in 3 and 4. I think that one's what, 4?
No, the gingival former. How tall is the collar of the implant above the threads?
0.6.
So it'd be
1.6 above the top
1.6.
thread,
So we're-
0.6 above roughened surface. So 0.6 would be a bone level.
0.6 above the bone, so then you need to form the tissue during the healing. So you would use the 4mm or the 3mm most of the time, unless you're trying to bury it with a flat one. And this is the more narrow.
Nice, right?
Right, so this would be the narrow and short and less height.
Yep, narrow and 3mm.
Narrow 3mm. So this would be probably more for the smaller implant, for the 4.2.
Or you could put it on the large and have emergence profile to shape that tissue. But yeah,
I like it. I like a large healing cap. This is the impression coping right here. So it snaps in nicely into the implant and finds its home, kind of. And this is the impression coping screw. All right, so we're gonna do the abutment next and the actual restorative screw. So we got the implant, we got the abutment. The abutment snaps into the implant pretty well. We hold it, it actually stays on, pretty indexed. And this is the new screw right here. So a lot smaller than the previous generation. Falls right in and tightens. So this is the implant together with the abutment.
And what goes on top?
On top would go the crown, hope. So this is the comparison of the old ZERAMEX implant versus the new one. We're comparing the screws in here. So the old one was an external connection, which when you would put the abutment on, so it was not that always easy to get that indexed when you're working subgingivally. And then the screw would be quite large and very tall. So as you would put in the screw, this is the lowest the screw would go, so the screw would stay up high, and the excess opening for the abutment was very large. Versus the new implant, the screw size is a lot smaller. The abutment goes in a lot nicer and actually stays there a little better. It snaps in there more easily. And then the opening for the screw channel is a lot smaller as well. Slides in there nicely. So when you look from the top, you can compare the size of the two screws. Okay.
It's a lot different.